culling is not a scientific or ecological answer, and I do not think it is ethical. Savo is a wild place, one of the last kingdoms for wild animals, and left undisturbed, the elephant is the keeper of that kingdom.
Next Friday, one of the world's largest hawks in survival special at the earlier time of 8 o'clock.
For a free wall chart about this programme, please send an A4 size stamped addressed envelope to Elephant Chart, Anglia Television, Norwich, NR1 3JG, and please allow 28 days for delivery. The address once again, Elephant Chart, Anglia Television, Norwich, NR1 3JG.
For Cheryl Ladd, reporter and successful mother, meeting the perfect man means changes.
Move to a new city, a new house, a new job.
Changes for the worse.
I don't like you. I don't need you. I sure as hell don't know why they hired you.
Reluctant stepchildren.
This isn't your house. This is my mother's house.
Changes that threaten to destroy a perfect love match.
I'm the one that's done all the changing. Your life has stayed the same.
Danielle Steele's Changes, next Friday at 9 on TVS.
At Do It All this weekend, there's 20% off ceramic wall tiles, 20% off rolled wall coverings, and 10% off paint. Plus a voucher worth £5 off your next purchase. Do it all this weekend.
Look at him. He's a mess. His hair, his clothes. I'd feel a failure. But I found this new Crest toothpaste, refreshing cool gel. He says it tastes cool. And best of all, like regular Crest, when plaque causes weak spots, Crest's own special fluoride system helps build calcium back to strengthen teeth against cavities. He might look a mess, but thanks to me, he's got teeth to be proud of.
Regular Crest or new refreshing cool gel. Cavity fighting never tasted so cool.
When two women offered to wash my hair, I thought they're only after one thing. They were my dandruff microbes, the irritating little blighters that cause the flakes. That's why they're washing half my head with this and half with Head and Shoulders, to demonstrate how it gets rid of the dandruff by neutralizing those troublesome microbes. On the ordinary medicated side, still dandruff. How irritating. But on the Head and Shoulders side, no dandruff. And the hair's rampant.
Head and Shoulders doesn't half-shift dandruff.
3 times the suspense. 3 times the terror. Alien 3.
Yeah, Trace. Is that Tommy over there? He used to fancy you. Not anymore. He smokes.
Patrons are reminded that the consuming of Phileas Fogg extra hot tortilla chips is not permitted in this cinema by order of the Chief Fire Officer, Medley Road Concert. Thank you.
Well, now, where do you root out what you want? With 5 sections, the Thomson Directory is bound to know. A simple demonstration of what you can pick up if you spend over £100 on any Hoover product. We'll give you 2 return flights each to either Rome, Vienna, Sierra Nevada, the Canary Islands, Munich, or the Costa del Sol. Unbelievable. Evenceil from Polycell. Covers hairline cracks in ceilings and keeps them covered.
Then I don't have a clue. I have a sign to get through.
I talk Twix. I talk Twix. I talk Twix.
When they misunderstand what you're trying to say, with 2 finger snack will make it okay. I talk Twix.
I talk Twix. I talk Twix.
I talk Twix now.
Caramel biscuit chocolate.
Just use your hands. They'll understand. Let's talk Twix.
Let's talk Twix.
They're the photographs that have created a storm. Stunning shots of Fergie with her special friend John Bryan. But there's more, much more to come. In The Sun tomorrow, the latest photographs. They're astonishing. They're revealing. The Fergie photographs. The sensation continues tomorrow in The Sun.
For the first time in the UK, direct from America, see the original monster truck Bigfoot, plus other American monsters in action at the Kent County Showground, Maidstone, the 22nd and 23rd of August.
Later tonight on TVS, Quincy investigates the death of a film star. At first it looks like suicide, but then evidence of foul play begins to emerge in this feature-length edition at 10:40. And that's after the news.
Threatened as the pound hits a new low. Holidaying in Belfast, Rochdale woman is killed in crossfire. The siege of Balmoral continues, but Fergie lies low. Bush promises lower taxes to wash away wet Clinton. And if you splash out on one of these, are you risking your child's safety? Good evening. The prospect of higher British interest rates came closer tonight as the pound fell heavily in currency dealings around the world. The Treasury confirmed that interest rates would go up if necessary to protect the pound. It's by far the weakest currency in Europe at the moment. It closed in London at 279.80 German marks. That's down 2/3 of a pfennig and just above the point at which the government may have to raise interest rates to stop it falling below its lowest permitted level within the European exchange rate mechanism. The main reason for sterling's weakness, an international effort to support the American dollar at the pound's expense, and more gloomy news about Britain's economy.
This is how American television reported the crisis facing the dollar tonight.
The battered dollar unable to recover on the currency exchanges despite repeated intervention.
Attempts by the central banks to prop up the dollar failed, and in London the pound suffered, dropping to its lowest level ever in the exchange rate mechanism as the money men turned to the safer Deutschmark. Just before the general election, the pound was worth 284 marks. It soared after the Conservative victory, but since then it's fallen, now at a dangerously low level at 280 Deutschmarks, just above its lower limit in the ERM. Foreign exchange dealers say Britain faces a tricky situation.
I would be hopeful that over the next few weeks the Bank of England will be able to avoid the pressure in the market to raise interest rates, but certainly that pressure could become very intense over the period.
In most big cities around the world, trading has now ceased for the weekend, but by the beginning of next week it'll become clear if the pound is going to come under further severe pressure. The Treasury said they would do everything possible to maintain the value of the pound, even if it meant raising interest rates. But with Ford announcing short-time working at Halewood after a similar move at Dagenham and Southampton, industry is looking for cuts, not increases. And economists have now put back the date for recovery.
At this stage, it seems unlikely that things will improve for the next 12 months or so. My guess is that we'll only see a noticeable recovery round about 1994.
There have been a string of poor economic figures this month, with Ratner's, the biggest jewellery group in Britain, today reporting a £122 million loss. The recession, coupled with comments made by its chief executive Gerald Ratner, also affected sales. He jokingly rubbished 2 of his products in public. He said that these earrings cost 99p, the same price as a Marks & Spencer sandwich. But analysts believe the worst may now be over for Ratner's.
I think the best thing you can say about Ratner's is to remember that almost 1/3 of the jewellery that is sold here in the UK is sold by Ratner's. It dominates its market.
Ratner's now plans to sell more upmarket jewellery, but it'll still cater for all tastes. Stephen Kate, News at 10, Central London.
We're joined now live by Steve Barrow, an economist with Chemical Bank. Steve, how precarious are these times for the pound?
Oh, I think very precarious indeed, and I think the situation is probably going to get worse.
You can take what you need with no notice at all.